What's up everybody, I'm Justin. Today I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix this wireless clip-on microphone that I use for my saxophone. This is the AMT Roam 1 Elite. I've had this guy for probably 15 years and it's been absolutely flawless, but I took it to a gig last night and it didn't work. Probably broken, so we're going to rip it apart and see if we can't resolder it together and get it working again. Check it out. Got my soldering iron here. This is a great one. This is, I can't remember where I got this, maybe Redco or something like that. These are great. This is better than like the ones that just plug in and don't have any switch or anything. You can set the exact temperature you need on here. Keeps it steady, a lot more stable, and probably a little safer too. And they work great, making sure that you don't overheat or that you have enough heat, anything like that. Got my solder here. I have my flux, and of course, safety goggles always. Let me pop these guys on, and let's get started. Let's see what we got here. Pop the cap off, take out the battery. And I think if we just take off these two screws here, this guy should come out. Never done this before. I have soldered my own cables pretty often, so I've got the soldering done, but I've never taken this particular thing apart to see what's inside. Hopefully it's not too complicated here. Okay. Looks like we've got a little circuit board in here. Here you go. This is the wire that I think has come loose. Looks like it's coming loose. So let's see if I can get the circuit board out, hopefully without breaking it more. Well, it looks like some of this wire is supposed to go over there. And you know, this might be easier if I take the cable off. So I'm gonna unsolder the other one too. Alright, got that loose. Now I think I'm gonna strip both of these. Should be enough cable here that I've got enough slack to make this work. Alright, so I'm gonna see if I can try to strip the outside black layer here without cutting any of the wire that's inside there. Okay. Perfect, so now I got some wire to work with here. I'm gonna twist that up. And I'm gonna clean up the end here. Snip that off, and we're gonna strip this. Let's just go right here. Give it a twist, pull it off. There we go. Now I've got two separate wires here that I'm gonna work with, and these are gonna need to connect back to those 2 points on here. All right, now I'm gonna do something called tinning the wires. Some people do this when they make cables and solder connections, some people don't. I think since this is so small, it's going to help me out a little bit. Now, tinning the wires just means I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of solder on the wire itself before I make the connection. Now, ideally, I would have a little clamp, little soldering jig with little tiny clamps and arms that can hold these cables in place. I don't have one of those. I really need to get one. And I'm going to put just a little dab of flux on the end of these. And this flux is what makes the solder flow where you want it to flow. Let's see if I can just get a dab on here. Okay, and let's see if we can't get some solder on this guy. Okay, that side looks good. Let's do the same thing on this side. So as you can see, there's just a little bit of solder on the tip of each of these cables. Okay, so hopefully you can see a little better this way. These are the two connection points, this one and this one, that I've got to get these two wires on. So I want to put just a dab of flux where this is going to be. Let's see if I can use the screwdriver for that. There, and a little right there. So let's see if we can get this first point connected. Now, since I already put some solder on here, this may be enough just by itself, because again, this is a really tiny place to solder, so I might not need much. feels secure. I can give it a little tug and it's staying put. Oh, let's clean up our mess. Try to keep everything nice and clean around here. Okay, and the other thing you want to watch out for is, of course, we don't want the two connections here to touch each other because that would create a short. Let's see if we can get number 2 in. All right, that looks pretty close. And let's hit it. So I'm just kind of pushing down. Like I said, it's already tinned. Just kind of pushing down with the tip of the soldering iron. And you guys that work on computers have probably done better circuit board work than I'm doing right now. Like I said, this is my first time. I've done cables, but they're never quite this small. I think I got it in. It's a little messy. Let's see if I can just clean it up a little bit. One thing about soldering, if it looks messy, probably is going to be not a great connection. Let's see what that looks like. Now, you should be able to give these a tug, and they shouldn't go anywhere. Now I've got it mostly put back together and turned on, and now, when I give it a tap, you can see we're getting some audio readings over here, which is a great sign. Of course, I'm going to go plug it in and make sure everything's good to go, but I think we fixed it. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.